Greg Milby, Kentucky's Heartland, kentuckysheartland.com. Welcome to Entertaining the Heartland. We've got a very special guest with us today. He is Kevin Jaggers. I like to call him my faux son.
That's right.
That's
right, Dad.
But some people like to call him cool guitar player.
That is a beautiful graphic.
You like that?
I love that.
Good. Kevin is a great dude. Again, I'm Greg Milby, community storyteller with Kentucky's Heartland. This feature is Entertaining the Heartland. What we wanted to do is there are a lot of great entertainers in the area.
So many, yes.
A lot of great magicians, musicians, balloon makers, face painters. They're all here. We wanted to take a chance and take some time and actually focus on those entertainers in this area and kind of get to know them a little bit more. And Kevin, I definitely wanted to have you on first because, you know, our history, we go way back. And
yes, we do.
I know, the old radio days, we kind of got our start that way. And
yes, my dad was my boss. It was a wonderful thing.
I kind of feels odd that, got a son that's, playing music everywhere in clubs now. So
yeah. He's not really my dad, for those of y'all that don't know. No. Like he's just my pretend dad.
The faux dad. I've got a lot of faux daughters and faux sons. Don't have to pay any of that money out that way. It works out pretty good for me.
Yeah, no child support. It's awesome.
So I remember when you first really started performing out in public a lot.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you've come a long way. You've got logos everywhere. You've got a single out that we'll talk about here in just a little bit. And you're doing a lot of dates. So how many dates are you doing a year now?
Probably about 175.
175 dates a year.
About 175 a year right now.
So is this your full-time gig now?
Mm-hmm. 100% full-time. I've been doing this ever since I left the radio station full-time. But, now I'm starting to get in the swing of things a little bit more. And, we've got the single out that's, charting on the independent charts, which is awesome. And, yeah, so things are starting to happen, and it's really cool to see that.
It is cool to see that. Now, how did all this get started? I mean, have you always wanted to do music? Let's kind of go all the way back to
all the way.
For you,
back,
it's probably like 2001 or something like that. But
actually, yeah, somewhere around
is
there.
It really?
Yeah. No, that's when I was in kindergarten. Just to throw you off there.
Yeah, I appreciate
bit.
that.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah,
it's okay. It's okay.
Never have you back on this show ever again.
First and last time. No.
So how did it get started?
I've always had some kind of draw to music, and, that's been pretty early on from what my parents have said. And, there's something about it that I just really connected to. I can't really describe what that is, but I feel like if you have that bond with music, it's just something that it's there and you just automatically feel it.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody really in my family was a musician per se. My aunt Janie was the closest to that, and she actually did some background vocals in the studio for Diamond Rio and Restless Heart, and did some of the recording stuff. But she had kids and decided to get out of the business and that kind of stuff. But I don't know. I would go through some of her photos and see that and be like, wow, that's really cool. And then through high school and stuff like that, I saw a lot of these, country artists, and, I was like, that would be so cool to do that. My mom convinced me to start learning guitar, and so, she was a big, a person that was really influential there.
Mm-hmm.
And, there was even one point around, middle school where I was like, this isn't something that I really want to do. I was, kind of stressed out. I was learning all this stuff with guitar and not applying it. And Mom said, well, let's just go to this one teacher. And I ended up going to Ed Decker at Heartland Music that used to be around here in E-Town. And, we clicked immediately. And so I started learning songs. I started playing out. That's I credit him with a lot of that. And unfortunately, he's not with us anymore. But man, he was such a big influence in my career.
So then you decided to kind of go full time in it, and you just go 1 foot in. You put both feet in, both arms in, and you went all at it.
It was pretty wild, I'd had a little bit of a conflict personally with radio, and I love radio. Radio is such an amazing field to be in, and I learned so much from that. I was this introvert that didn't talk to anybody before I started there.
Then you started talking to yourself in a room by yourself.
And then I started talking to myself in a room, and it never got old. But no, it was such a great experience for me. And then that personal conflict that I had, I was like, I can always, I feel like I can always do radio. In some form or fashion, radio will always be around, It might not be, on FM. It might not be the way that it is now, but it's always going to be around.
Right.
And I was like, music is not always going to be around. There's a certain time to where I'm going to have to go, okay, I can't really do this as a full-time option anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I can't miss out on that opportunity. And so I dove in head first.
Well, that you did. And I know you 170 some odd dates a year. You do a lot of time in Nashville. And what I think is cool is that you've got this new single out, and the single is Hell of a Good Time. It's available now. Now, where did that title come from? I mean, because for a radio guy, sometimes it's a little weird to say that word.
Oh yeah, of course. And
you're like my kid, and I want to wash your mouth out every time you say it.
I was worried about that. I was like, okay, well, I'm putting Hell of a Good Time in the song title. And I was like, is that going to be really responsive with radio? Are they going to be able to play that? And I started doing some research, and, I found a lot of titles that had Hell of or Hell of a spelled with a UVA in the title. I'm like, okay, I think I can get away with that. Of course, I look young, too. And so I didn't know if that was going to be an issue, people thinking that I'm younger than I actually am and saying that.
If you had any moms walk up on stage and say, "What are you saying?"
No, actually it's been well receptive. My uncle's even a preacher down in Tennessee, and he absolutely loves the song. I don't know if he sings it, but
does he beep himself out when he sings it?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know anything about it.
So you wrote the song.
Yeah, I was the only writer on the song. It was actually a different song before, and I think it was called Memories on the Way or something like that. And my manager at the time was like, yeah, this is okay, but you can do better. It kind of sucks. And he was bluntly honest with it.
So you just changed the name? You didn't change the song?
No, I changed the song completely. I looked at the song and I sped it up, and I'm like, okay, I want to change the wording of this, and let's just completely redo the song, but with the same, story behind it. And Hell of a Good Time came out.
So there's a video to the song.
Yes.
Is it out yet? Is it coming out?
It is not out yet, but we kind of got a second wind with the song. I released it in September, and nothing really happened with it for 4 months. And then I was in Vegas, and I get a notification on my Facebook page, and just out of the blue, I realized that it's been on the chart for 2 weeks, and I'm like, wow, okay. And I didn't really know what to expect from that. And so just hearing how well received that was, it kind of blew my mind. But what were we saying? What were we talking about?
Well, you're just talking about the song itself.
Okay.
Well,
but when I wrote that, it was... It still had the same meaning, but it just wasn't up to par. And that's where I wanted to take it. I want all my songs to have that radio-ready quality.
So, speaking of all your songs, how many songs have you written?
Well, we're about to have an EP come out this summer that's got 5 of them on there. Okay. And but I write all the time. I've got a notepad on my phone full of at least 300 different ideas and stuff.
So what do you like to do better? Do you like to perform, or do you like to write?
Perform.
Okay. Because, there are those guys like Scotty Emmerich and Mac McAnally, and those guys that, they like to perform, but they're songwriters. They make bank writing songs.
I was watching the Avicii True Stories on Netflix last night, and he is completely opposite of me, or he was. He loved to be in the studio, loved to write songs and that kind of stuff. And I like that. That is a great part of the industry. But for me, I like interaction with people. I love to see people's faces having a good time. That's what it's about for me.
So you like doing smaller venues or venues with a more crowd? Because I guess with the smaller venues you kind of get that intimate feel, and you get those people that react to you.
I guess it just has its place in both. There's you can't beat the feeling of having a band behind you and all kinds of people in front of you. You know, that's just an incredible feeling. But I love, you know, going down to BBT and playing and, you know, having that intimate vibe too. I mean, there's a place for both of that. And I think that having both of those are a really essential part for me.
Yeah. Now, back to our talk about the video. So,
Yeah.
so we're waiting
There
on
we
the
go.
video to come out.
Yeah.
And it's happening. Now, I do like the graphics and things you have on your website at kevinjaggers.com. You can find them there. It's pretty cool. You've got some ATVs flying around there. So that's the whole
for
base
sure.
of the.
We actually wrecked a $12,000 drone in the process of shooting this video, so that was really fun. We had,
except for the people that own the drone, probably did not think it was that fun.
yeah, he was freaking out a little bit, but it was his fault that it crashed into the tree. So, and the video that we actually used with the drone image, right at the end when they do that jump in the ATV, that's when it wrecked.
Oh,
So
okay.
we just took it
That
out.
makes sense now because I'm like, why didn't they show the ATV going by him? It's because the drone crashed.
The drone crashed right then. And we had some dude, it was a 90-foot tree, and I'm not exaggerating. Like, it was that high up in the air, and we had a dude climb up and get it. And it was completely intact.
Wow. So when are we going to see the video? Is there a release date on it yet, or are we
Right.
waiting for you to pay off that $12,000 drone before they can send it to
Well,
you?
thankfully, we didn't have to do that.
Okay.
But yeah, we're going to see it really soon. We're putting up some final finishing touches on it, you know, and we've got some live footage that we went and reshot because we felt like we wanted to have that as a part of the video too, so people could see what it's like to come out to a full band show, just in case you never have.
Huh. Now, when you do a full band show and you do a live show, the one thing I like is you take requests from the audience.
Oh yeah,
I hear you do
And
that a lot. How many songs are in the Kevin Jaggers jukebox in your brain?
I actually tried to write that out at one point and put all the songs that I know, and I lost track at 3,000.
Really?
Yeah.
So is there some kind of special trick? Because I can barely remember my name. And like
You know,
right now, I can go, hey, there's Kevin Jaggers, cool guitar player. And, hey, that's me right there, community storyteller.
Right.
But I forget people's name all the time. But
Well,
if you got 3,000 songs in your head.
And I guess that's part of it because I don't remember names any. Like, so that's okay.
You're like,
know?
hey, thanks.
Yeah, of course I know.
Here's an obscure song from 1998 that I know the whole thing.
A little Mark Chestnut going
you
through
go.
the Big D.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's not obscure. That's kind of right in my wheelhouse. So
That is, isn't it?
Yeah,
Okay.
so-
It's obscure for me. I'm sorry.
so you know those. But I always like to ask this anytime I do a musical interview. What is Kevin Jaggers listening to now? Who is it and what song?
Ooh.
Because it doesn't have to be the person in the song doesn't have to be the same.
You know, that's a really good question.
That's why I ask it all the time.
I know. I've got to think on that for a minute. That's a
Is it country?
You know,
Because a lot of people that perform country, like me, when I'm doing radio, I used to listen to a lot of talk radio because I'm doing a radio all the time. So when you're performing and you're listening to country music, you're kind of analyzing what they're doing on the song and how it was produced. And maybe if you listen to some old school rap or
Right.
some bluegrass or something, it's different.
you know, I'm kind of driven to, you know, a good song. It doesn't really matter about genres. One person that I really like listening to right now is Tyler Childers.
Okay.
He's such a talented writer, and you know, it's not necessarily what I do, and so it's a little bit different, but it's, you know, still kind of around the same territory, you know, like
Okay.
we're not far off. But that's one of them that I'm listening to right now. Of course, I love Eric Church, and I listen to anything of his. But really, I'm getting drawn back into the Keith Urban world right now. He's doing a lot of different pop sounds mixed into country, and it's really cool. Like his new single "Never Coming Down" is just a mesh of so many different styles of music in one, and I love when people do that.
You know, and as a guitar player, if you're going to mimic somebody,
Yeah, Keith Urban's a
Keith
good one.
Urban is a good one to
Yeah.
go for if you want to get into that kind of thing. So, what do you do outside of music? I mean, what are your hobbies? Not if you have to put the guitar down and you can't sing for a day or two. What's Kevin Jaggers doing?
Well, I haven't had an opportunity
See,
to do
at this
that
point,
here
that's
too
why
much.
you've got to practice this kind of stuff.
Yeah, I haven't really had the opportunity to do much outside of music right now. I guess one of my big hobbies that I love to do, but I'm terrible at it, I love to golf. Love it. It is so fun for me. But
Yeah, I'll go with that. You're pretty bad at it. But,
yeah,
hey,
I am
you can get
terrible
better
at it.
You've got time to practice.
Yeah, and I do practice quite a bit.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
I need it, don't I? I love golfing though. It's really cool.
So you just spend some time in golf.
Yeah, but you can't really do that during the winter. So I've been.
So you just binge watch Netflix or what?
You know, I've done a lot of Netflix. I'll take that back. Here's one of my new things that I like doing.
Crochet.
Yes. How did you know?
Good.
No, I like looking into like cold cases.
And
Yeah.
that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That's like, it seems to be the young person thing now.
Like
I've got my
it
adopted
fascinates
daughter,
me.
just like my adopted son, she likes those cold case stories too. So is that like the end thing now?
Yeah. Like I love watching forensic files and like cold case stuff. Oh, it's so cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So that's your binge thing now.
Yeah. I'd say if music doesn't work out, like that would be something I would look into. 'Cause
Professional
it's so cool.
Netflix watcher.
Yeah. Of course. Of course. I would love that.
So, favorite stories from shows, because when you do shows, you may go to a place that they may not promote the show very well. You may have 5 people, and that includes your mom and some friends. But then you got shows that will surprise you. But then you've got some of those shows you're like, wow, I did not expect that to happen. Do you have one of those stories that just pops out right now? Because I used to ask Rascal Flatts.
I've got tons, but I can't tell them on air. Yeah.
Rascal Flatts, I used to ask them who was the stinkiest person on the bus, and each one of them thought the other was. And then almost started almost broke up Rascal Flatts with that interview.
That is a headline. Greg Milby almost breaks up Rascal Flatts.
Of course, that was back when they were brand new in the business, so they had a little room to work. But tell us a good story from the road or just from a local show, without names if it's local.
Okay. I guess one of the funniest times, it was actually BBT, and it was packed. I mean, they had line out the door, and it was just a crazy night. And there was this girl that was intoxicated, like had to be, and she stands up on the bar stool. Now, realize I don't know if you've ever been to BBT before, but when you are there and you stand up on a bar stool, I mean, you're kind of right where the fans are, you know?
Uh-huh.
And so she's ducking down, like in between like the fan blades, and she's just rocking out. And like I think they did almost everything but tackle her to get her down. It was hilarious. And I told them,
were you in mid song?
Yeah, mid song.
You keep rolling?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Actually, no, I did for a little bit until the bouncer got involved and the bartenders, and then I stopped and did live commentary of the girl trying to get down.
Play by play.
Oh yeah, it took so long for that to
those are fun.
get resolved.
I like doing that kind of stuff. So that's good. So you brought your guitar.
Yeah.
You want to play as a tune?
I can if you'd like me to.
What tune would you like to play? Hold on, let me guess.
Oh, yeah, you got it right on the head there.
Oh, okay. So, and before he plays this song here, I want to remind you, and we'll mention again at the very end of the interview, but Kevin is available on Facebook, Kevin Jaggers Music.
That's right.
You can also find him on Instagram at Kevin_Jaggers. And also, you can tweet him anytime at Kevin_Jaggers. He is not available on MySpace.
Just sorry, fresh out of that.
So we'll work on that. Yeah. All right, without any further ado, and that's, by the way, why I'm wearing headphones, because the sound guy and me just can't go without at least having some little sound engineering stuff there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, I give you my faux son, Kevin Jaggers.
Raised up off a 2-lane road in a lonely one-horse town. And time passed when we didn't know it was slowly ticking down. From a Friday night in July, summer heat record high. Got the truck parked back where the moon shines. Baby with a tan line, denim cut looking fine. Pretty filled ice pack, ready where the party's at. We rode a little heavy on the wild side. We drove every county road open wide, switching lanes doing 105, pushing every limit out of old 139, chasing skirts, spanning dirt, lot of love and a whole lot of crash and burn, learning from all the wrongs and rights, living every minute for a hell of a good time. It was a home jersey and a football, ended all with a touchdown. And tires smoking off Long Grove and black marks where we burn them out. A bonfire on a cool night, got a bus feeling right. Fill your cup, party's going all night. There's a girl in on my mind, waiting on the right time, making moves, giving signs, throwing every pick a line. We rode a little heavy on the wild side. We drove every county road up and wide, switching lanes to the 105, pushing every limit out of 139, chasing skirts, spinning dirt. A lot of love and a whole lot of crash and burn, learning from all the wrongs and rights, living every minute for a hell of a good time. Yeah, it sure was a good time. We were living every minute for a hell of a good time. Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
There he is, ladies and gentlemen. Kevin Jaggers.
Yeah.
That's good, dude.
Yeah,
I
man,
like that
thank
song. I do. I've not had a chance to hear it live and actually in headphones like this. I mean,
Well, there you go.
that's good. Very nice.
Opportunity granted.
Is that your favorite? Now, hold on. I don't want to take this away here. Is that your favorite song you've ever written? And you got to give me an honest answer, because any artist is going to say, oh, yeah, that's the best song I've ever written, because it's your current single.
I mean, yeah, I really do like it. You know, I hear this analogy a lot. You know, your songs are like your children, you know. And so I've got a lot of children that I love, you know.
Oh, that's cute.
So, yeah, I'd say it's between that and Hook, Line, and Sinker, which is the next single that's going to come out in the summer months.
Okay. You going to write one called Twinkie by the Lake or anything?
Yeah, I don't know about
Should
that.
we tell that story?
Yeah, go ahead.
We'll tell that
Do
story.
it.
Because we do that. We're just
Yeah.
being honest.
Yeah.
Two guys sharing stories. It tells you how naive I am. There's a song, Cake by the Ocean,
Yeah.
DNCE. I'm playing the song on Quixie and had no idea what Cake by the Ocean meant. Means, having relations,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I had no idea, and I just thought, because, I like to eat, and I just said, you know what? I like Cake by the Ocean. And you lost it.
Yeah,
Absolutely lost it. You couldn't
because
even function.
you could tell that you had no idea what it meant, and
Right.
it definitely showed. But
And I didn't believe you. I didn't believe
No,
you.
you
So I'm
really
like,
didn't.
you know what? He's playing with me. So I just kept talking about it.
oh yeah, and then you were like, I'll have cake by the ocean, I'll have a Twinkie by the lake, I'll have a hostess in the canoe, like all kinds of different stuff.
Hostess at the pond.
Yeah, hostess at the
I have
pond.
a
Yeah.
ho-ho. And then actually, Jennifer and I were on vacation. We sent you a picture of us having a donut by the bay.
Yep, a
There you
donut
go.
by the bay. Yeah,
There
that was such a vivid image that I had in my head.
And that just proves that I've always been a beat guy, not a lyric guy.
Yeah.
It's, kind of like, I get out of that.
Oh man, that was hilarious too.
There are a
'cause-
lot of great stories.
Oh man, you had everybody cracked up with that one.
Oh, yeah. There are a few of those. And it wasn't intentional.
Yeah,
Usually some of my funniest moments are actually things that I'm like, I really wasn't trying
that
to be
was one of
funny
them.
at all.
Yeah,
That's
that
good.
was
Well,
one.
hey, I just want to tell you, I'm proud of you, man.
Thank you so
Really
much.
proud of you.
Yeah.
We go way back, and I look forward to the day that, I see you on the CMA Music Awards.
Man, that would be great.
It would be
wouldn't
great. And if you
Yeah.
get, if I can get an invite, it'd be nice too.
I got you. I
Yeah,
got
can
you.
see you looked away, so that's good. I know Mom's going to get an invite first, but that's okay.
Yeah.
But
Hopefully, my career, like if I did something like that, it would be a
you
little
would have
longer.
a crew.
Yeah.
I'd be a hanger on
Yeah.
at that point.
Yeah.
That's even more
Media
weird.
advisor.
There you go. So, best of luck. Now, I know the song "Hell of a Good Time" is available now.
Mhm.
You can get it anywhere that you can download music. That'd be in Apple and Spotify, Amazon, and you're also on YouTube.
Yep.
All right, good deal. I could have put that graphic up there, but I didn't do it. The other two, I'm not even really sure what those two are. But
Title and YouTube. Yeah.
okay.
Title, Google Play, YouTube.
Oh yeah, that's what that is. It's Google
Spotify.
Play. I missed that one.
Yeah.
All right, good. So you can get the music there, and we've got an album, an extended play coming out soon.
Yeah, we've got the EP is going to be coming out probably around the time that Hook, Line, and Sinker does, which is the next single, and I'm really excited about that. So be looking out for that around May, and then shortly after the EP will hopefully be released, fingers crossed, and Yeah, we've got some exciting announcements for shows coming up on that too. So.
Good. And you can always find that information at kevinjaggers.com. Yes. And we'll be, of course, featuring this as you're seeing this now at kentuckysheartland.com. And we'll continue to update Kevin's schedule also on our website. But best of luck, man. And we'll have to do some live concert here soon. How about that?
Thank you so much. I can't wait.
All right. He is Kevin Jaggers. I like to call him Cool Guitar Player, a.k.a. my faux son. And this is Kentucky's Heartland.